Good afternoon, everyone. Let me just get the chat up on the other computer. I hope you guys are having a good week. Man, still a whirlwind week of things going on. I went grocery shopping Wednesday, and what happened? I left half of the stuff at the store. My mind is still not on necessarily 100%, so still doing a whole lot of research right now. And let me tweet it out. Let's see if I can tweet it out right here, if it will let me do that. That would be totally awesome if it would let me. Go back over here, and well, I can do this here. All right, so that was the blind making a noise. So today we are going to look at the market. We're also going to look at crypto, obviously with the news of China, throwing out that they were not going to, that they're going to ban crypto and Bitcoin and stuff like that. Not so sure. It has come up in the past, and they have talked about how they want to ban it and then nothing happens, right? And it actually ends up being somewhat of a bottom for Bitcoin. However, I think that we are going to see that Bitcoin will likely go to big fat old goose egg. And I love this shirt, gotta wear it proudly today. I told you so. All right, so who can tell me what this is a symbol for right here before I head on over to the charts? What is this right here? Put it in the chat. Nobody knows? I gotta give it a second because it's delayed. All right, and let me get the screen share up and running over on this other page with the SPY showing up front and personal. Let's go to the daily chart. Let me set it up this way. Go to our daily chart over here. I know people are like, Jane, you have so much stuff on your charts. I don't understand it. Well, I've drawn different trend lines, and you can see we sort of, yes, Mary, you got it. Yes, Flo. Yes. I'm going to show you something else that's pretty cool about XRP as well. So here we have a bit of a downward wedge that has been set up, and so keeping this on watch to see, is this going to respect this and continue down, or are we going to find, right now we're hitting this trend line over here, is this going to end up being a support? We sort of have a little diamond in here. What's going to happen? I can actually get rid of this one right here. Let's get rid of that one. Let's save this. So we're looking at it, we've got a bit of a downward wedge. Yes, it was overextended. We hit an anchored volume weighted average price here. We had higher volume, we are above that, but the volume has been descending on this to the downside on the daily charts. We were oversold on the RSI. So it's still in a downward trend to me until we break above this 446. Really, if we were to break above 446, I think we could be in a rebound scenario. Other than that, I am bearish. In fact, look, we sort of have a head and shoulders formation setting up, right? Head, higher volume-ish over here, really off of the bottom. Then we have, that's the shoulder, excuse me, then a head here, and potential shoulder as well over here. If we were to look at this right here as a neckline, 437 up to 454, we're looking at 17 points, so that would put us down roughly around 420 as a target, which happens to be a former dark pool level, I think. I think that's the dark pool that I put right there. So it all sort of coincides. Maybe we're heading down to 420. Remember that this could be a setup. We also have this news that just came out at 11:51 that the Asian markets are mixed as the Evergrande concern lingers, right? Evergrande has a $300 billion debt. China gave them $19 billion. Where's the other $281 billion coming from? That is huge, right? So that's a major debt. Maybe this is going to be like Lehman Brothers back in 2008. be prepared, right? It could end up really dropping to the downside, crashing the Chinese market, rolling around the world. Since it starts off in Asia, east to west, it starts to crash there, then it moves further. We also have the Fed that is talking today. I did listen in for the first hour. It was kind of a yawn fest. What were they talking about? They were talking to individual business owners from hotel chain managers, restaurant managers, real estate. So going into those sectors, asking about employment, asking how it's been over the past 18 months. And the underlying theme was the business owners are saying it's not enough, that we're still struggling, we're not sure that we're going to be able to come back from this, even though there is lending that's out there and available, that we're really not comfortable with it. So I'm not sort of more of a territory for them, for the Fed to say, hey, we need to bolster this more and not taper just yet based on what the individual business owners are saying. But I'm not a Fed member, so I can't say exactly what they are going to do, but that's sort of what I see coming from that. All right, so let's look at the Qs as well. Right here, all of the indexes are down today, and we have the VIX back down below 20. You can see maybe we're sort of getting a wonky head and shoulders here. Maybe if we do it like this as a neckline. That was really weird. Did you guys see that? I was drawing and it just disappeared. Okay, we'll try that again. I've also had some computer gremlins. So we have another downward wedge right here. It came to the bottom bounce. Are we going to reject right here? Maybe we have an angled head and shoulders, and you know, if we drew a trend line up like this, actually, you know what, forget that. I'm going to actually draw a trend line. Oh, right here. And I will get rid of this yellow line right here. So you can see that was really the resistance right there. As long as we stay below this trend line, if we break back down here, let's put another trend line right here. So as long as, if we break back down below this one, I will set up an alert right here. That then, to me, that's going to be a head and shoulders formation as well, and we will likely move to the downside. Head and shoulders are not always perfectly horizontal. Of course, it's going to be easier to see that way, but maybe we have a shoulder, head, and another shoulder potential formation and failure over here. Of course, if this falls short, that's more evidence that the sellers are in control, right? So put that on the chart and see. Again, if Evergrande goes down, that's going to, hey blind trader, good morning. That's going to really be a big movement that we would see ripple around the world, just like 2008 with that big drop down in the market. So when we look at IWM, hey, if you are a trader that likes to take premium, IWM has been rocking it. If you went within this range over time, 212, 60 to 230, 260, $16 range, it has not broken out of there since February. So 7 months that we've just gone sideways, waiting for that bigger move. We have had some bigger prints coming in on that. Dow Jones as well, that has 30 stocks. This is the one that's most easily manipulated. A reminder, guys, if you do like the live stream, please hit that like button, share with your friends. It costs you nothing, but I can help more people, and the YouTube algorithm will share it more. All right. Oh, so we have Dow Jones. We've really been struggling. Look, we sort of have this resistance right here. We're in that same downward wedge scenario for the Dow Jones, looking to see if we're going to break below 337. That's really my support that I would be watching right there. Are we going to break back down below that? We did hit the 161 EMA on the daily, 24-hour chart. Let's look at the weekly to see where we found support in the past, right? So it was well below there. Let me see if this was a 335. I have been playing around with a 335. Yeah, we're below that. So maybe we're going to even see this come all the way down to 220. if we had a really, really big correction that does happen. Will we finally break 446 on what, Zayback? Which stock are you talking about? Right? And we have VIX that's down a little bit. So seeing that everything is down, it's kind of suspect. Are people buying the dip, and they're buying calls on the SPY, which is driving the VIX and VXX down? I don't think so. As far as looking at 446 Zayvac, right now I am bearish on it. Somewhat looks like it's heading up for a head and shoulders. We do have this downward wedge. So in my opinion, not just yet. I'm in the more bearish momentum as we are in a wedge to the downside. All right, so on my list today, you guys can see it over here. That if you guys want to test it out, come on over to cjanetrade.com. Use welcome for 10% off. But this is what I had on my list today. So we had Affirm as a potential long. Did it break out up above 132? It had a larger range. It does have bigger movement to it. So it did have a little bit of a move up above, just $1 to the upside and $2.70 or $2.20 to the downside. So a little bit of a trade each direction, but not that much at all. TLK was another one on my list as well. Up above the potential bull trade right now, had larger volume. It does look like it came down to the moving averages, potential long entry here, and it is slowly moving to the upside. So maybe it's going to fill the gap and test right over here to this candle. My computer is really slow right at the moment, sorry. So that would be an open of $24.99. So potential move up there to that $25 range. CL, the CCL and other cruise lines had bigger news that came out. They were talking about higher bookings, really drove it to the upside. We did go up and test that $26 mark, almost 5 cents away. So it did have a nice $1.20 move off of the breakout from above $24.75, excuse me, $24.80, $1.15 up above there. ICLK had big volume and that potential to move one way or the other, and it had a bit of a short trade down to 30 cents, so not bad, 6% off of the close or the shorting area right there. GOEV, this one has less than 100 million, has a nice shape to it, looks like it could break out. We are definitely hitting the moving averages right here if we're able to close up above. Potential move up to 926 right there, but the volume has been picking up. We did have a nice breakout up above 780. 760 was my area. Hey, look, watch for that to go long, and sure enough, it had a nice move up there. Tesla was on my potential short list. However, that's why I map out either direction, right? It could show up that it's going to be a potential short and it ends up providing a long. Nice, Andy, way to go. I think today could really be an influential day. So that's why I did wear my I told you so shirt. I think we could see that XRP might have a major explosion this weekend, which I'm really excited about. So I want to tell you guys, I think we could see XRP hitting that 589. So I'm really excited about that. That's my opinion, of course. Do with it what you'd like. So Tesla had a nice breakout up above 748. Nice, what is that? $13 move, $14 move now, almost breaking out to new highs for the past couple of months. Not overall highs, but the past 3 months, I would say. We have broken out of this upward wedge. Actually, let's adjust this. Everything's really slow at the moment because I've got a lot of things open. So we'll put this up here, readjust it. So maybe we're going to see this hit 768.50 and then a pullback from there. Facebook also was down on the day earlier, has had a nice $2 move up above 346, that potential long entry. And then Monster, I call it Monster, but it's not really Monster. It is MicroStrategies. Had a nice move to the downside, but it has rebounded from the entry. So a lot of stocks really gapped down and they've moved up and filled that gap today. Maybe they're going to have the rollover. So watch if you do like to short for that rollover. Yes, all right, behind the scenes. Yes, power, right? Power to the XRP army and XRP holders. I'm so excited for this weekend. I really am. Then we also have Amazon over here that has been somewhat trading. They had a bigger drop earlier today, somewhat trading in a bit of a range today. We have a lot of moving average traffic right there. I don't always have all these moving averages on, but you can see that it is hitting these moving averages. So are we going to see that we have, I wanted to show you, does anybody put it in the chat? Do you know about the quantum financial system? Anybody that is a follower? Look at how SHOP has just failed off of 1475. Bigger drop down. That was a nice trade to the short side today. XLM. Yeah, Mark, in my opinion, the ones to check out, as I mentioned, right? I said there's ISO 2022, which in my opinion is going to equate to the quantum financial system. So I will show you something pretty cool, right? Let me see where it is right here. So quick question, put it yes or no in the chat. Have you heard of the quantum financial system? Yes or no? And then have you heard about gematria? Yes or no? Can you guys put that in the chat? Because I want to see if I really need to educate you guys or not. And I'm going to take a sip of water while you guys answer. Okay. So the answer looks like a no and a no. All right. So here is the quantum.gov website. Let me close these down because it's taking up a lot of computer bandwidth and stuff. I don't know what that is, but I'll close it in the background. So quantum.gov is the quantum initiative. IBM has been working on quantum computing. And when you look at ISO 20022, which is the new banking international standard, you can equate IBM into that. They're one of the partners with it. So it looks like Quantum Initiative, awesome Kathy, Quantum Initiative and quantum computing for this new banking system to have everything pretty much be instantaneous. So the research that I have done for ISO 20022 is going to include these coins and tokens right here, right? Everything is taking a bit of a hit today as we look at crypto overall. So when we look at Bitcoin, right? This is my crypto list. So let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down 3,000. We had that news that China was going to say, hey, yes, you know what, we are banning Bitcoin, but no fines, I think. So let's see, China and Bitcoin. We'll just do it really quickly with the news and see what comes up. China declares all cryptocurrency transactions illegal. And Bitcoin plummets after China intensifies crypto crackdown 1 hour ago. CNBC, Bitcoin and Ether slide as China intensifies and crackdown on cryptocurrencies. Right? So this has really been the catalyst to Bitcoin dropping. And when we look at Bitcoin to US Tether, right, we were in this range for quite a while and then it finally broke out and we had a bigger surge. Now, did we have any dark pool trades before this? You bet. Let me check and see if we have had any recently. So on GBTC, I'm going to check and see if we've had any on GBTC since we had our big one in the past. GBTC. So the big one that we had back here, it was like July 17th, was 110,000 and then 101. So recently, the most recent one we had for, let's go to GBTC. Right. So we had them down at 3260. Hold on. There was another one that I caught down here. Okay, here it is. 2985 and 2510, right? So we had some over here. Let's do this. Let's go here. 29. Let's see. 2985. Okay, we'll just go 2510. That was the lowest. down here. And then the highest that we've had is 38.96. And that was August 11th. Okay. So we've had a bunch in between this range. So right now it's kind of range bound for, yeah, I know you're not scared, Andy. No and yes, Gemma. Yes, okay. Gotcha, Jacob. So right here, we're in this range, right? So they were potentially buying down here, potentially selling. And you see how it's sort of stalled? And we have a bit of a rollover still. So if we break below 25.10 on GBTC, then in my opinion, that was, what day was that? That was really back over here, like right where this red line is. So if we drop below, over here, if we drop below 30 or 29,482, likely we're going to see a bigger move to the downside on Bitcoin going to zero. Right? So now you guys understand the quantum financial system a little bit, right? You guys can go and do more research. Quantum.gov, an official US website, right? I'm not making that up. And then if you want to do the research on these coins in particular and see how they integrate to ISO 20022, you can do that. Or I have it already all mapped out in a workshop down below, right in the description, if you want to check it out, where I lead you and give you all the information instead of having to do it yourself. So then gematria is a way of putting in letters and numbers, and it comes to a total, right? So I did it for today, right? Just out of curiosity. September 24th. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Isn't that interesting? 2021. I spelled it wrong, but look at what came up under English. Quantum financial system. Going to the moon very soon. Let's see if I spell it correctly, what comes up. I didn't even notice that. Let's see what comes up when I spell it out like this. So you can see each letter gets a number. And for English, it's different numbers than the Jewish one, different ways of spelling it. So for English, Holy Translation, the red list and the blue list. I want to know everything. So it's not the same. Look at that. But I spelled it incorrectly, but that, you know what? You can go right here. Algo, IOTA, XLM, XRP, DOGE, ADA, and XDC. So when we spell it up here, just looking to see. That's really interesting. I misspelled it, but I came to a cool message. So maybe it was fortuitous that I misspelled it. But that's all that I have for you guys today. Off to spend the rest of the day with friends and family. And have an amazing weekend. Oh, thank you, Randy. Thanks so much. Yeah, if you guys like the live stream, you like everything that I share, you want to share Top Chat or a Buy Me a Coffee, the link is down below. You know, just sharing all this information to try to help you guys. Love you all. Have an amazing weekend. Be true to yourself and take time to tell those people that you love